guys, it's April, and I want to talk to you about this book. As you can tell, this video is going to be a review video, and I will do it in the same way I do all my other review videos. I will have an unspoiled synopsis review section at the beginning, and then I will transition over to my thought and spoiled things that just need to come out because they're piling up. They're piling up so much, I have to get them out. So Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I have been anticipating this book pretty much all year. So right here, right now, I will state that my feels may be skewed because I do enjoy her writing so very much. So that is out of the way. Take that with a grain of salt. Heartless by Marissa Meyer is about Lady Catherine and her desire to open a bakery and find love. This is the precursor to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. We get to find out where all of the characters in Alice's adventure start out and how they become what they become. Lady Catherine is destined to be the Queen of Hearts. This book tells the story of how she transforms from Lady Catherine into the Queen of Hearts that we see in Alice's adventures. It is heartbreaking, so heartbreaking. You know what's coming, but at the same time, you're not quite ready for it. You get to see all of the characters that you've come to love in all of Lewis Carroll's books. So the Cheshire Cat, the Mock Turtle, the Hatter, the March Hare, the White Rabbit, the King, all of them. All of them are in here, but you get to see what they were before what they were. And that's what enchanted me so much about this story, and the fact that the feel of the original Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass is still in this book. There's this whimsy, magical, dark quality to this story. We are also introduced to this new character, Jess, who is the Joker of Hearts. And as you can tell, there might be a little romance between Jess and Lady Catherine. And so starts the whole journey into this book. I loved the references in this story so much. I don't know what it is about how Marissa Meyer writes stories, specifically retellings, but the way she takes the original and morphs it but still keeps the feel and the tone and the characters. She does that so very well, and that is what I think carried this book so much for me. There were some minor moments where I just really didn't connect with the characters and the romance in that aspect, but it was all of these little checks of the original story and how things started out and moved along that just kept me captured. You can see through all of my tabbings, all of the points where I had those like aha moments, or I'm like, oh, this is gonna come into play, because she is very good at writing in these little nuances that just start to trigger something in your brain. And what's really great is there isn't just Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass references in this story. There's also a lot of Edgar Allan Poe-esque things and nursery rhymes and all of those whimsical childlike elements that feel very much like the Wonderland world. She puts them together so well. So if you like the Alice in Wonderland story, if you like any kind of retelling whatsoever, and if you like Marissa Meyer's writing, period, exclamation point, end of sentence, then you will really, really enjoy this book, because I truly did enjoy this story. Now on to a lot of my thoughts and feels as I was going through this story. So if you haven't read the book yet, this is the point where you might want to leave if you don't want to get spoilers for what does happen in this story. But as soon as you read this book, come back and I would like to start a discussion with you. So, my feelings throughout this book. Like I said, I love the way that Marissa Meyer took the Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass and then merged it in with Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. I never would have made that connection before, but the way she does it is just, it's brilliantly done. It makes perfect sense in my mind once it started to play out. They feel the same. I don't know why that is, but they feel the same. And then taking nursery rhymes, especially Peter Peter Pumpkin Eater, I mean, I got the reference at first, but I'm like, how the heck is she gonna weave this into an Alice in Wonderland story? I don't understand. But like I said, Marissa Meyer does the retellings and the merging and the smooshing so well that at this point, as soon as I hear that Marissa Meyer is coming out with another book, it's gonna be on my to-buy list, because she has captured me with the way she can do these kinds of stories. Now, for the relationship between Catherine and Jess. I could see it coming. Of course, it's forewarned in the synopsis of the story. Part of me wishes it was a little less insty and there was more development there. I understand because of the quality of the story and where they are in general and how it has to play out, why we didn't get as in-depth. I just felt like it was more of, I see you, I feel this weird connection to you, and maybe it's because time is playing backwards and things like that. So I get why it kind of happened, but some of me just didn't really feel the romance as much as I wanted to feel it. But at the same time, I saw that connection between Jess and the Hatter. We had that triangle going on, and it makes perfect sense. It really does. And so in the end, when both the Hatter and the Queen of Hearts kind of lose themselves because of the loss of Jess, it's heartbreaking. And I think the fact that they're dealing with the same loss different ways and they become these characters all because of one man, that just, it breaks and warms my heart all at the same time, and it just adds this depth of character. So when I go back and I read the original stories, some of that playing through my mind, it's gonna be an interesting and a different read for sure. And I like that. Oh, Marianne, the whole time I was reading this, I'm like, I am Mary Ann. I am the typical Mary Ann. And at one point I turned to my roommate, because we were buddy reading this story together, and I'm like, I hope you know that you are Lady Catherine in this story and I am Mary Ann. You don't know this man, except for you've decided, even though you won't acknowledge it, that you are totally and utterly in love with him. And you will listen to no reason, even though you don't know this man. Yeah, that's a thing. So if you wonder what I'm like Mary Ann, except for the point in which she totally and utterly betrays Catherine and just spills everything and then gets herself into trouble. Yeah, that's not me. But voice of reason, voice of logic, voice of numbers, that is me. And you got my own Cheshire cat making herself known. So those were some of my thoughts and feels when I was going through this book. I have loads more, but I don't want you to sit through like an hour-long ramble of me talking about this book. So start a conversation down below. I would love to talk to you about this book because there's so much here and I love it and it's great and I hope it remains a standalone. I heart you beautiful faces. Bye.